Following the unfamiliar route detailed to me earlier that day, I made my way to a part of town I'd never thought I'd need to visit. Among the many districts of Richmond, there is one of the poorest and definitely not a good place to be at this time of night. There's no police presence to speak of, most of the stores are closed or abandoned, and there's absolutely zero maintenance being done. As soon as Marcus told me where we'd be meeting, I knew the job he had lined up for me couldn't be legal. Just what am I getting myself into here? Jeez, took you long enough. He had like a weird surfer dude accent. I was beginning to think he chickened out. The moment Marcus and I met face to face, he opened with his usual level of compassion. Chicken out? What? I don't even know why I'm here. You're here because it's one of the few places in town someone like you could actually make money. This isn't what I meant. I'm in a shady neighborhood in the middle of the night, prepared to make money from legally questionable work, and you're still only telling me bare minimum. You can't keep me in the dark forever, Marcus. I guess you're right. But really, relax already. It's honest work, I assure you. In this part of town, this late at night? I doubt it. Alright, so what now? Just follow me. You'll understand soon enough. Marcus turned around and walked into the side entrance of the building adjoining the car park. He removed a keyring from his pocket and unlocked the steel frame door, turning back for a moment to smirk as though daring me to follow him. Secret door. And so I did. Following right behind Marcus, I entered the dreary building, immediately confronted by a dusty staircase within. The path before us was dark, dirty, and every bit as eerie as the one would think a midnight stroll in an unsavory neighborhood might be. Despite that, the staircase appeared to be maintained, or at least not dilapidated? That's a cool word. Moreover, albeit fate, I suck. I could definitely see light coming from below. Oh my gosh! Okay, what awaited at the bottom of the staircase was an arena. A boxing ring. At the center was a boxing ring. And beyond that were grandstands akin to those you'd see at football stadiums. Despite the massive size of the venue before us, there were only a few people present, all mulling around near the top of the grandstands. The lights remained dim, and for all intent and purposes, Marcus and I were essentially alone. So what do you think? Pretty impressive, eh? Huh? That's one word for it. What the hell is an arena like this doing here? I believe the word you're looking for is stadium or ring. Anyway, where else would it be? Events like this can't take place out in the open, you know? Not even in Richmond. Events like these? It's just a boxing ring, right? In a way. Interested? In boxing? Not a fan of watching sport, but come to think about it, just wait a little longer. Another 5 minutes and this place will be open to the public. Then you can tell me if you're interested in bashing skulls for a living. Fight Club! Yeah! While Marcus and I hung around the bottom of the dark stairwell, an entrance apparently reserved for spectators began to storm in front between the grandstands. Hundreds, if not thousands, of spectators fled into the grandstand, soon filling the arena with what had been empty only minutes ago. The grandstands were filled, the ring gained fighters, and best of all, the betting began. Holy crap, look at all their money! Just how much are those people betting? Despite being so far away from the action, I could clearly see large stacks of money changing hands. Spectators practically threw money at staff taking bets, growing all the more excited as the fighters for the first match began warming up. Figured you... Oops, sorry. No, bro. Figured you'd jump straight to that. Yes, there's that side of the business, and yes, a lucky man can make himself a small fortune down here. But competing is where the real money is, and there aren't any rules against betting on yourself either. So let me ask you again, are you interested? Interested in that kind of money? Absolutely. But as far as competing goes, I could never do that. I'd say, actually, but we don't even have like a fighting background. How can we even do anything? What if you get? I don't know. Yeah, we'll do that one. I don't think so. I'd rather be the one the one of the people outside the ring collecting money. Your loss. But if that's how you feel, then I suggest you set your sights on the man above the grandstand to your left. Despite our poor vantage point, I did as Marcus suggested and gazed towards the grandstand to the left of the boxing ring. Above the grandstand was a glass panel, a viewing booth, with a single shadow being cast from within. Behind that bulletproof, it's bulletproof. Oh wow. Glass is the owner of this fine establishment, Mr. Kurasu. Impress him and you can make a comfortable living without ever setting foot inside that ring. Ooh. Now this is worth noting. A place like this must rake it in. That'd be foolish not to try and get in on something like this. Make a living? How? What kind of business does he run? Forget I said anything. Let's just make a silly bet between friends, okay? Who do you think will win the next match? Macho Man or Little Jap? Or the Little Jap? Oh, with both fighters for the next match already center stage, I could clearly tell who Marcus was referring to. Before us, two men in their 30s, one in the blue trunks and one in red. The blue was a Caucasian man. From my position, he appeared to be at least 6 foot tall, with a shoulder width to match an impressive stature. His opponent seemed to be a head shorter, a Japanese man with a slim build, probably a martial artist of some variety. I'm sure they're both professionals given their presence here, but if I'm asked to choose the victor, I'd say we're in Japan. We're gonna go for the Japan man, right? But it's Macho Man. Let's see. I'm gonna have to actually think about this. It's a boxing ring, but there's no rules. Let's go Japanese man. The Jap! I'd rather not make a bet with Marcus, but I guess it can't hurt if there aren't any stakes. Alright then, I guess Macho Man is mine. With our bets having been placed, neither one of us said a word as we waited for the match to begin. Even if we wanted to talk, it took enough concentration to simply observe from such a distance, let alone speak. If not for their significant difference in stature, I doubt I'd be able to tell the fighters apart. Oh, the outcome had already been decided. Damn it! Jennifer! The match Caucasian swept the opponent's leg, sending him to the floor. He threw his legs around the Japanese man, pulled him to an armbar, blah blah blah. Ah! The Japanese man cried out in pain as his arm bent backwards at the elbow, but his screams were overpowered by the crowd, who shouted for the blood. Spurring on the giant he had been pitted against. No more I give! The man in the blue paid no heed to his opponent's plea for mercy. Oh, it's gonna get bloody! Even as the Japanese man cried out in pain, forfeiting without hesitation. The giant continued unabating, glaring at his opponent even though it had a hint of sympathy. Despite how overwhelmingly one-sided the fight proved to be, the crowd continued to cheer, seemingly more interested in seeing blood than a match. And so, in response to their lust for violence, the Caucasian man happily carried out his job. The sound of the Japanese man's arm being snapped in two was silenced by the crowd, most of whom went quiet as its echo reached their ears. Medical staff rushed into the ring, carrying the fallen fighter out post-haste, and gamblers lined up to collect their payments, leaving the remainder of those present in shock and awe. Not all Asians practice martial arts, you know. You better learn to analyze your opponents a little better if you want to become a professional fighter. I don't want to be a professional fighter. Marcus tried to speak to me, but whatever he had to say, I wasn't interested. Even after the match had ended, My mind was in the ring, replaying the scene of that transpired mere moments ago. I could feel the blood drain from my face even more. What? I could feel the blood drain from my face. Oh, I got getting pale. Okay. For the decisive moment, at which point there was a single hair on my body not standing on end. Marcus dragged me here with promises of money and making it sound like my worries were over. A legal job, one in which I could act violently and make money from doing so. Boxing fit that description, and for a moment there, I could even see myself wearing boxing gloves and trunks, duking out with some money-hungry athlete. What I just saw, whatever it was, that's not happening. Marcus can't possibly expect me to get into a ring like that, getting my legs broken for his sadistic boss's amusement. I might be desperate, but no sum of money is worth that. After the last of the spectators and staff members had left the stadium, only two figures lingered in the underground layer. Hidden behind the thick glass, watching over the match from afar, the duo began to wind down as the night's festivities came to a close. Phew. What a night. Can't even remember the last time I watched a fight live. Were they always this gruesome? The pairings are usually more balanced. There's no profit in matches that with obvious outcomes after all. Usually, as in not tonight. Oh, do you have to ask? You specifically requested that we skew up the pairing so the different weight classes could fight one another. I did. That didn't sound like me. Well, you didn't put it quite like that. You wanted to find someone lean, fast and strong, right? Someone who could punch above their weight class. Ah, right. But isn't this selection method a little counterproductive? Why are you asking me? It was your idea. Oh, I see. Well, scratch that. There has to be a less costly method, right? Ha! Yes, sir. I was spreading word that we're recruiting, and I'll keep your criteria in mind. No. You can't pin this on me. This one on me. It's your criteria, Si. I wouldn't have a clue what to look for. Very well. I'll pass along my criteria and expand the recruitment drive to include younger fighters. Even then, it might take a while. Finding someone capable is only half the battle. The real challenge is finding someone who's not only emotionally and mentally stable, but also desperate for money. And ruthless enough to kill for it. Sickness! The second time we see the title screen. Oh, it's because it's chapter 2 now. Perfect timing to end the episode after I read the first line. The next day! No, I need to say first. Tuesday morning, September 6th. So, that's, I don't know, maybe that's 2 episodes. Anyways, I'm SaintVillain. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Okay, everybody, this is just like a little special thing I'm doing, short thing. So, I just loaded back a save. I'm just not going to keep this one, but basically I'm going to choose the other fight. So I'm going to do, I could never do that, so that's what I chose before. And now I'm going to choose the other fighter and see maybe if it was like either way I'd lose or something. Maybe I'm just terrible at guessing. Alright, Macho Man or the Jap. Okay, so here we are. Macho Man. I'll take Macho Man. I'd rather not make it better. Blah, blah. It's the Jap's mine. Okay. Oh, dang it. The Isabel rank, the other coming already been decided. So, I was wondering if like he would like throw a punch to the guy or something and Japanese guy would win. Ah, no more. Yes. Alright, so that was just in case you want to know what the other outcome was. I probably won't be doing this too much. But anyways, yeah. That was that. So, sorry, this is the actual end of the video. I'm SaintVillain. Seriously, yeah. Bye.